these work, and these are probably like, I'm not kidding, like a 6 or 7 out of 10, and that, to me, that's just not. I've always kind of been a really good, like, tough sleeper. Like, sleeping through the night has never been an issue with me. And seldomly it's like I wake up and I can't go back to bed. And last night was one of those nights. I woke up at like 3 and I couldn't go back to sleep. I did my best, and it was almost an effort, and I was getting frustrated because I couldn't go back to sleep. All that being said, I'm rested, but I'm exhausted. Savannah has a wedding today, and it kind of like randomly just came up last minute. Like we weren't planning on having another wedding, but it's just an associate photo thing, which means that she isn't the lead shooter. She's just a second shooter, and basically what that boils down to is for photography, all she does is just show up and get a second angle. She's more of like just have fun with it, which is honestly my favorite position to shoot for weddings. Like lead shooting, that's okay, and I'd rather be in the background and just be able to be creative and really just have fun with it. Also, we have. So for a long time, we use these Tascam DR10Ls, or just like basic lav mics that record to an SD card, and you have to sync them in post. But we tried out these Rode microphones, and they just sync to the camera, and you don't have to like do anything in post, and for that they're incredible. But we were having a ton of issues with interference and them just being really unreliable. And all that being said, I think we're ditching the Rode microphones, and we're just gonna use these Tascams for anything like weddings and stuff like yesterday we had like this really weird like high frequency that I had to go through like an EQ curve, bring the spike up, find the frequency, and then dip it out. And luckily it didn't like affect your voice or anything. It was the same frequency as like when your brakes start squeaking. So I was able to fix it, but we've just been having like a ton of those issues lately with these, and we don't know that those issues are happening until afterwards, because during like a wedding or an event, they don't have time to really check. Like you're dealing with other people's timelines and other people's like days, long story short, you don't have time to like go through and like do your little checklist sometimes, and we just need things that work. And 9 times out of 10 these work, and these are probably like, I'm not kidding, like a 6 or 7 out of 10, and that, to me, that's just not, I mean, come on, like this one of the one where the frequency was the other like microphone that we were using, we couldn't even use. Like we only had the officiant, and that one had a high pitched frequency, and that's not the first time that these have done that. So all that being said, I think we're going back to the tried and true old. These have been out for forever, but they sound really good. I really like these capsules that come with the DR10L. They sound really natural, and they sound really similar to, honestly, what this microphone sounds like. So if you wanted to get a sound sample, that's pretty much what these sound like. I'm tired still. Your brain has a funny way of taking memories or taking experiences and erasing all of the bad and amplifying all of the good. I was editing some videos from our trip in the Bahamas, like we just got back from, and I was making shorts out of them. And as I'm editing the shorts, I'm like remembering only the good things about the Bahamas, like none of the negative things. And there weren't a lot, but there were some really there were a lot of things that did go wrong. And I'm having trouble like remembering them, because my brain is erasing those and just forgetting about them. But I'm remembering all of the good memory. I'm not complaining about that. I like that. It just, whenever you like take a bunch of footage and then you edit that footage after the fact, it's a very real, like you really realize how much your brain does it without you even really realizing it. Occasionally, the people that like travel like or go through like the country with RVs and or van life or whatever, they'll park in this neighborhood, and most of the time they'll park on this little block. They'll hang out here for a couple of days and then they'll keep going, and it's kind of cool. There was a revamped like school bus where they had a generator on the back. It's kind of janky, but it also is kind of it also kind of looked pretty cool. I don't think now don't get me wrong, I don't think that the Rode mics are bad. I don't think they're bad. For me, I value reliability and dependability over everything else. Like, I will take a quality dip within reason if the product is more reliable than like something that's like more fancy or more convenient. I'll take the reliability 100 times out of 100. There's a tractor underneath me. That's what the noise was. It also has an umbrella. What was I saying? Oh, reliability. I love the Rode, and I love how convenient they are, and I like that I can just hold it. Like, I love a lot of aspects about it, but the fact that I don't know if it's going to like make that nasty hum that basically completely trashes the audio, that's where I have an issue with that, because it just takes one time, and then it's always in the back of your head that like, I hope this thing works, I hope it doesn't break. And the Tascams, we've had our fair share of issues with them, but it's more of like a functionality thing versus like the audio that it produces. It always produces a rock solid like product or sound wave. And for that reason, that's why we're going back to them. Even though they're older and they're more cumbersome and they're more difficult to use, the end product is always super solid and steady. And I think with any kind of like, I think that really sets like professional people over like people that just enjoy it just for fun, is that aspect. Like, I want if you talk to any professional, they want something that's going to be dependable, rock solid, and just gets the job done, versus like it making it a little bit more convenient. Because I think at the end of the day, if I'm looking at a film and like I'm looking at like the audio may work, it may not, but it's way easier to use that audio if it does work, versus like I know this audio is going to give me, I know this product's going to give me the audio that I'm expecting, even though it's a little more difficult. I'll take that one over this one, because when money's involved and stuff, you really need to make sure that you're delivering a good product. And having an excuse of like, oh well, the technology messed up, that's not really an option. So I'm willing to like take the extra time. I'm willing to take the extra annoyance for dependability. And I can't imagine that I'm alone. I think everybody that does anything that you do, like where money's exchanged and like your living depends on it, I think everybody that is faced with that kind of situation will take the more dependable over convenience-based things. At least I think. I mean, that's what I'm just making assumptions based on my experiences, but I can't imagine that I'm the only one that thinks that way. If you have any thought, please let me know, because I'd love to hear them. It's like 40 degrees outside, which isn't bad, but I'm in the shade, and I'm also on the 4th floor, and there's a lot of wind, so it's kind of cold. So I'm gonna go outside now. Dependability over convenience.